All right, praise God. Yeah, so the first question is, why can't three people be together in a friendship without it bringing mistrust? From the question asked, well, it seems the one asking the question has already concluded that it seems to be impossible for three people to be in a friendship without it bringing mistrust. But well, I don't think that thought is a conclusive one. It's not conclusive because we may have had an experience that way. Usually when people go through something or they have an experience, they use that experience as a yardstick to define every other thing. You get me? So like somebody who has experienced a bad marriage generally looks through that eyeglass and perceives all marriages or perceives marriage not to be a good thing. Somebody may have been maltreated or betrayed by a friend and may generally have the impression that friends are bad. You get me? But our experiences may give us an insight or a perspective of how things are, but it doesn't mean it is absolute. It doesn't mean that is how every other thing or every other experience we would have similar to it will be. Yeah, so it is possible for three people, 2, 3, 4 more to be in a friendship and there is trust. It is possible. But why do these things happen sometimes? Because don't forget that it involves more than one person. And once something involves more than one person, we have divergent views. You get me? We have different values. People have their own perspectives of what something should be. There are people who, when they make acquaintance with you or they get to know you, they already have a mindset or they've already perceived. They have already made a perception of why they want to get to know you. They come with premeditated thoughts and intentions. So along the relationship, that intention or that thought is unveiled, and then you really get to know why the person got into a friendship with you. And I'm limiting it to friendship, and it can cut across. You see, so it is important the kind of people you open up to and the kind of people you relate to. In the times we are in, I've always told you guys that the word friend has been it's been loosely used over and over and over again. It has lost its true meaning and impact. When you study what a friend means from the Bible perspective, you realize it's a sacred thing. If you know the story of the story of Jonathan and David, you realize that this is true friendship. Jesus, even at a certain point, he called the disciples friends. And at a certain point, he moved it higher, and then he called them brothers. After he resurrected, he called them brothers. So if even Jesus used the word friend, Abraham was a friend of God. I mean, do you know what it means? You see, but it's been so abused and loosely used over and over. It's now become a cliche. He's my friend. We just meet somebody today. Somebody called you, just give you a call. You say he's my friend. You say in the same class with someone, so you say he's my friend. The person lives in the neighborhood, so you say he's my friend. No. To call somebody a friend is not a light thing. A friend is somebody who can even influence how far you can go. Because a friend is somebody you open up to, a person who affects your soul. That's why Paul said what? Bad company, bad friendship. He says it corrupts good manners. So a friend is somebody who, has a strong influence on you. Somebody whose company you keep. Somebody you find it worthwhile giving your time to. You see, but we have so loosely used it that when we get to meet someone, we don't really take time to realize that if I'm going to call this person a friend, that I need to be sure. You get me? I need to be sure that this person is worthy of playing that role in my life. But we just meet people, we just open up to them, we say they are, because probably there are some few things we share in common, and usually those few things that we even share in common with them, they are not really things of relevance. Maybe the person likes the same music you like, or the person makes you laugh, or the person you find yourself in the same class, you are doing the same course, or you use the same route home. These things are too shallow to be qualified as things you consider in making somebody a friend. When you are choosing somebody as a friend, this is someone who is going to be a push or a pull. This is somebody you are going to open up to. Are you really ready for that? And that's why, because you vaguely, or you didn't really consider it, and you thought the person is a friend, and then you open up to the person, or things that you expect that should be between the two of you or the three of you, and then you realize that later it's not so, and then you think the person has betrayed your trust. So you are the one who you choose people to be your friends. You don't allow people to choose you. So if you are choosing, what's the criteria? It means you yourself, you should know what it takes to choose somebody as a friend. You should know. And so the mistrust is not the issue. The mistrust is not really the issue. It's how loosely and how much that word friend has been abused, and we just open up to anybody and call the person a friend. All right, praise God. So the question 2, and also, if you have an issue with a friend and you inform your partner about it, is it your partner's responsibility to work on bringing you and your friend together? Okay, so you have 3 people here. You, your partner, which I suppose is, we call it beloved, because anyone who you see as a partner, or one you are in a relationship with from the perspective of the opposite sex, I refer to them as beloved. one who is being loved every time. You know, we don't use those terminologies of the world, my chick, my girl, my, come on. You know, that it even tells you why most people treat their partners that way. See the kind of names they've even given to them. It shows you the value they have for that person. My chick, Charlie, my chick, that too, Charlie, my. You see, because of course a name you or whatever name you use to refer to something throws a certain light on the value you have on the thing. So we call them beloved. That's the same term God even uses for us. Yeah, and that word beloved means the one that is being loved, and the love is always in the present tense action. You know, it's not was loved, will be loved, but beloved. You know, so it says, and you inform your partner about it. Is it your partner's responsibility to work on bringing you and your friend together? I don't think that's a wrong thing to do. I mean, if you're having an issue with a friend and you inform your beloved, and I believe that she should have some counsel. It's not just anybody who can play that role, but if the person has knowledge, you know, and the right kind of knowledge, because there are people who can also mislead you or can mess things up more. Yeah, so it is not her responsibility, but she can take up that responsibility. Why can't you, the person, also take up that responsibility? If you're having an issue with a friend, you can also take the responsibility on yourself and say, I need to sort this thing out with my friend. I mean, if nobody else will do it, you're also somebody, you can do it, and you should even be the first person who should take up that responsibility. You know, and friendship comes with sacrifices. You know, friendship come. I always say, if you are in a friendship with someone and there is an issue and you both decide to go your separate ways, it shows the value you had for the friendship. If the thing is really valuable to you, you would choose working it out than going your separate ways. But if you go your separate ways, then it means that is the value you had. You didn't see it worthwhile working things out. I mean, that's the price you are ready to pay by walking away. But if it's of much value to you, then you should also be ready to pay a price of working things out. At least from your side, take that step to work things out. If the other person is being disagreeable, there's nothing you can do, because it involves two people. If it means that, you know, you apologizing, and apologizing does not always mean you are wrong. You get me? Sometimes we think when we say sorry, then one ear will drop off or one eyeball will fall off or you lose something. When you apologize, sometimes it's a sign of maturity. It doesn't mean you are wrong. If I had an issue with you, I can come and tell you, oh, sorry, not sorry because I did this or you did that, or, you know, but I really value the friendship. Sorry that I from my part, I even allow things to go this way. You know, let's just put things aside and then let's work at this friendship. It's really fun. I mean, how many people will talk this way and the next person won't just melt and accept it? So if they don't, you know, say, well, that's the value they also place on the friendship. So if they don't want it, you can't force them. But if you go, it may even be the person's fault, but I apologize. You know, I also responded this way and I allowed it to go this way. You know, sorry, let's just, you know, that's a sign of maturity. That's a sign of maturity. You know, it doesn't mean you are weak. You know, it doesn't mean you are. It means you are strong, because you are strong enough to even take that step. So as I said, it's not the responsibility of a partner, but your partner can take up that responsibility. Okay, so the next question is, again, do you trust a friend who befriends your enemy? Someone you don't meet eye to eye with? Okay, so I sent you the dictionary definition of what trust is. He says a firm belief in the reliability, truth, or ability of someone or something. Okay, so this is from the Hebrew translation of what trust is, and that has to do with I took this from the book of Proverbs 3. He says that's to trust in, to have confidence, be confident, be bold, to be secure, to make secure, to feel safe, be careless. You get me? So somebody you trust, I like that. Somebody you trust, you can be careless around the person. You know, not careless in the usual meaning that we know careless to be, as in careless in a destructive way, but careless in a trustful way. Because when you trust someone, you feel free around the person. You are not mindful. You know the person is not looking out for your mistakes to judge you, to condemn you, to mock you. You just feel free. You care less. That's the word. You care less. But when you are around people that you are not too sure of, you are what? You are careful. You know, so you care less because you feel secure. You are confident around the person. And people that you trust, you are bold around them because you know they are not looking out for your faults to use it against you. If even they see something, they help you with it. You know, so you said trust. Again, do you trust a friend? You know, so obviously if you feel the person has a connection with your enemy, you are definitely not going to feel secure. Probably with information, with what goes on around you, people, you might feel that the person may open up to the one you see as an enemy. Well, but really, should you even see anybody as an enemy? I have people who don't like me. People have me as an enemy, but I don't have anybody as an enemy. I like everybody. I choose. It's a choice. I choose to like everybody, not because of what they have done or what they have potential of doing, but because it's a choice. I choose to like everybody, and they can choose not to like me. I mean, it's a choice. It's a choice. You see, yeah, I should be able to like everybody because I have no hate in me. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of the Holy Ghost. I'm full of love. You know, and I believe there is good in everyone. They just don't know. They haven't just discovered it. It's not yet come forth. There may be something about them I don't like, but they as a person, I cannot hate. You know, so well, once you don't, you feel the person has a connection with one you see as an enemy, and you don't feel secure. That's it. Once you don't feel secure, you don't feel confident, you can't be careless around the one that you feel has a connection with your enemy, then obviously you can't trust that person, because trust has got to do with a firm belief, has got to do with being secure, being confident. So once all these things are not in place, then obviously you can't trust that person. You get me? You can't trust that person. And that's why I explained to you what friendship ought to be in the first place. So if the person has met the qualifications of who a true friend should be, I don't really care who he or she is connected with. Once my relationship with the person is defined, I don't. Then the person also knows the value of what he or she has with me, and I believe we'll protect it no matter who. Because sometimes we get competitive. We think, if you are my friend, then why should you also know this other person? You know, and sometimes we tend to put people in bondage. I don't like this person. I've quarreled with this person, so you also have to quarrel with that person. No, that's not right. They have their liberty to associate with whomever they want to. But you should make sure that your relationship with them is on the right grounds. Once it's on the right grounds, whoever, I believe they would respect it. And if even they are friends with somebody you have a problem with, they would know how to handle it, not to bring a conflict of interest. And if the person realizes, the one who is your friend realizes that it's not convenient for me to have this person as a friend, at the same time have that person as a friend, because there is that conflict, since they don't meet eye to eye, then I need to take a decision. It's either not necessarily abandon one, but at least you begin to navigate one of the relationships in a way that it doesn't become a conflict with the other. So maybe you are very involved with the other person. You have to see how to slow things, in a nice way. You just don't, okay, because I'll also not talk to him or all that. You may talk to the person, relate to the person and all that, but probably the way you open up with the person and all that, can be minimized. And I'm talking about the one who is a friend to the one you think is not a friend. Yeah, if that person knows the value of the relationship he or she has with you, I believe it would affect his choice in making the right decision concerning whomever is, because it can also be a wrong influence. The other person who you may see as an enemy, if the person does not have good intentions and all that, can start corrupting the one who is close to you. You see, so if the person is enlightened and knows that no, being around this person probably would not be healthy for my relationship with my friend, then I need to work things out. So this one is not just one person's decision. So from you, if you are secured, you believe you are secured with the person, fine. And from that person too, if the person realizes that, well, there is no conflict of interest, that's okay. But if he realizes no, it's not convenient, then he or she also has to make a decision to either let go or to handle things in a way that it won't affect his or her relationship with you. All right, so the question is, when is the right time to stand on a red flag in a relationship and move on? It depends on the relationship. There are some things that you can't have a fixed rule for. You cannot have a fixed rule for, but one of the things you can look out for is when you guys don't see eye to eye. You get me? It's like constant quarrel. And then when I say constant quarrel, it doesn't mean you will not have quarrels or issues. But even in solving or in coming together to solve the issue, it is another quarrel in disguise. There are times like that. I mean, people quarrel so much, the solution itself is a quarrel. It's a sign that you are not compatible. When you are no one is ready to set either their opinions or whatever they believe is right. They are not ready to work it out with the other person. You may believe something is right, but no matter how much you believe something is right, you still need to make room to consider what others also think. But when you think yours is supreme and superior in a damning way or in a condemning way to others, it's not right. And a relationship that abuses the rights of the other person, does not consider, looks down, condemns, mocks, it's not something. If you realize that's how the person is, you need to walk out fast, because abuse is not just physical. You can abuse somebody emotionally, mentally, you see, and those ones are even more injurious. So once you realize that consistently you guys are quarreling, and when you even decide to talk over it, is another sumptuous opportunity to quarrel again, my paddy, walk off. No matter how difficult it is, walk off. Don't become two demons and torture each other.